what's up? I hope everything's is going well for all y'alls. Only a few more games to win. I beat a turns tournament the other day. That was pretty hype. We won a big one with the Demons of Chaos. So realistically, like 2 more tournaments and we're done. They can rest. Somebody played Ogre Kingdoms too. I don't know who. If you played Ogre Kingdoms and you lost in turns tournament and brought them down to a 55% win rate, thank you. Good start. Your service is greatly appreciated. You took the fall. Oh, that'll make life so much easier. So the thing is though, there's still, I did the math, they're like 55.4%. So they're at the upper end of 55%. I think with Chaos Demons, we're on the lower end of 54%. But we're so close. If I just don't lose today, we're good. All right. 2 more tournaments until Tomb Kings begin their rise. Just always get the bottom faction. Yo, that means Skaven's next, though. That's terrible. Don't jinx yourself. Ah, never jinx myself. Never. Always the confidence is the way to go. At Goblins, round 1. The tourney has begun. And my opponent. Who's my opponent? I did generate the bracket, right? Is it working? It might just be lagging. I did generate the bracket, right? Is it working? I don't know if it's lagging or it seems like it's not generating. Okay, I'm gonna click it again. At great risk to it getting botched. Huzzah! We got Daceberg. Yo, yo. All right, it's time. It's time. I'm Demons of Chaos. Demons of Chaos. Did I forget to declare it? I think I forgot to declare it. I think I forgot to declare it. It's fine. My opponent can pick the map if they really want. Razel, what's up? Intensity ASMR? Oh, hell yeah. Hello. No, I'm not gonna fully do it. Or maybe I will. Welcome everyone. Today we're gonna get some Demons of Chaos murdering. It's gonna be sick. I spent a lot of my money on this microphone. I'm gonna make use of it. We're gonna make use of it. All right. What faction is he? Greenskins. Hell yeah. Let's see here. I have a greenskin build, right? No? I've been winging it this whole time? Oh boy. Alright, he says we can pick normally. Alrighty. Okay, you're first. A Greenskins. You know what's really weird? Black Orcs are like kind of amazing in this matchup. Should I go for a kite maybe? He bans Creeping Swamp. Let's play Grove. Good evening, Decay. You know, so yesterday, playing in Turin's tournament, that I will state again that we won. I beat Beastman. I kind of like Demons of Chaos Kite. I'm not gonna lie. Demons of Chaos Kite is very okay. It's very, you know, kind of decent. Are they good at kite? No, not at all. In fact, they're rather terrible. But yeah, maybe. Maybe we can bring back the Soul Grinder Kite. Or we do some sick Flamers of Zinch play. What if I just take 1,000,000 Flamers? What if I just go insane and just take 1,000,000 Flamers? What do Demons of Chaos have to defend that? Like nothing, right? Do they have anything that can disrupt archers? Yeah, it'd be so jokes to just start going mass Flamers. Flamers defended by Fiends. Usually you don't have a lot of firepower. Pun absolutely intended. But with the build like this, where they kind of have to rush you, what if it's sick? What if it's amazing? No. It's crazy. It's crazy how diverse this roster is that I still don't really have good data on everything. Like, there's so many units that I just haven't really experimented with. Nobody rushes Demons of Chaos, though, right? I think that's pretty insane. Like, absolutely no one rushes this faction, so... Maybe... Maybe. And you just, yeah, you just murder them with Flamers. What's the worst that's gonna happen? They're just gonna... shoot them to death with arrows? What's their range? 90! Holy crap. They're like Marauder Horsemen. When you have a problem, Flamethrower is always a solution. If this works, it'll be sick. It's so weak to getting rushed, though. I'm terrified. But it also means I don't have to take my crappy infantry. Demons of Chaos. Some of the worst, just absolute worst infantry in the game. But yeah, shouldn't Flamers just be like cheap changebringers? I see no difference. What if we also take Exalted Flamers? Does anyone know if Exalted Flamers are at all good? So they have 150 range, right? In theory, it's my favorite word ever since I started playing Demons of Chaos. But in theory, they have 150 range. If we die, we die. I'm here to have a fun time with Demons of Chaos. If we must unlock the Flamer meta to do so, so be it. Can you protect them? Like, not if they're rushing me. But I play such an aggressive playstyle. Who's gonna rush your boy into city? Ain't nobody gonna do that. You know, if I think like Demons of Chaos is weird because basically no one else plays them. Danican, as much as he's an amazing Dark Elf player, there's so many people playing Dark Elves that he kind of gets drowned out. So he only raises their win rate by a little bit. There's also the thing where I've been exclusively grinding Demons of Chaos for the past like 3 weeks. So I don't think high level players can swing it that much. unless it's a faction that's not played a lot. But like we see a decent amount of coast players. I think like vampire counts, Maximilianer makes a pretty good difference there. But anyways, we'll see. For now though, no one played Demons of Chaos. Okay, don't make this challenge harder than it has to be. I'm so close. I'm so close. All I have to do is win. Has it been 3 weeks? 2.5 maybe? It might 2 or 3 weeks, somewhere between. Also, of course I work for cheap. I'm a YouTuber. Or you think I'm balling over here? Well, you know, actually, if I went really hard, I have been taking it pretty easy as of late. Technically, though, if I just sat down and crammed out videos like no one's business, I'd be better off. But I've kind of been having a fun time grinding Demons of Chaos and like streaming Silksong and stuff. What is this? Having fun? I make less, but it's fine. I can already pay the bills. I can afford to have some fun. No kinetic. No, don't play Demons of Chaos. Y'alls can lower their win rate after the challenge is done. I didn't expect it to take so long. Probably should have done the math beforehand. It's been fun though. It's been genuinely fun getting like the vibe of the faction. Because they're a faction that I never really played a lot before. And now I intimately understand just how terrible they are. Holy crap. Thank you so much for the Danish kroner.
Get to work, you lazy streamer.
Okay, so you are either from Denmark, Greenland, or the Faroe Islands. Decay is indeed not from Danish land. Anyways, you want me to work? Take a look at this build. We're flamethrower maxing. We're flamethrower maxing. So the idea here is I have a stupendous, just an absolutely stupendous number of units. Denmark it is. His skirmishers mean nothing to me. Crap, he has Gaze of Mork. Is he gonna Gaze of Mork my flamers or my lord? Either or is gonna suck for me. Well, let's take a look. He doesn't have that many archers. He even took Savage Archerboys, which are even worse against this, mind you. Because they have physical resist. I actually don't know why I took the physical resist archers. I guess ITP's hype. Holy crap, you guys were not kidding. This guy actually is kind of hype. Just routed off. Oh, should I be going mass flamer more often? He bought the Hammer of Gork. All right. Yeah, this match is gonna be a weird one. Here's the thing, though. I am a seasoned player. Okay. So I don't really have to worry about some basic archers here. We can actually just dodge them. Some roasted toasty orc boy spears. There's the gaze. Getting a little bit of damage. But as it stands, I think we're okay. Where are you positioning those archers, son? You want to shoot at my flamers? I can dodge. They're fast. Speed demon flamers, man. We don't care about a little bit of archer fire. And then we toast them. They're, yeah, they don't kill archers that quickly, though. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, unknown. Thank you so much for the Danish kroner.
It's time to watch a special episode of Gordon Ramsay cooking. We're cooking some fungus using flamethrower.
I love it. Will it work, though? Does it blend? So far, I'm not gonna lie. It is blending fairly well. He threw the fanatics. He chucked the fanatics at my flamers, dude. That does like negative damage to them. Are we gonna get a fermented fungi? He's gonna fungi me. Yeah, just a little bit. So far the damage is okay. Could be slightly better. If we can get a good volley here, we're doing good. Honestly, considering the circumstances, the DPS on these guys is not that immaculate, is it? It's kind of middling DPS. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed in their DPS here. These are no Iron Drakes. It's still good though. Like it's getting there. We got some broken Tusk Mob over here. Got him to have a failed charge on my Lord. And then we roasted Toasty. Did they just unrampage? What just happened there? Greenskins don't have a thing that removes rampage, do they? Or do they? I don't know. Maybe the rampage just wore off. Interesting. Oh boy, he's diving me. You got more orc boys coming in. My dogs are busy being useless. Split up. Is this for a sponsored challenge? No, I just felt like playing around with flamers. I played against Greenskins a few times, so I have a rough idea of what to expect from the faction. I feel like the Exalted Flamer is not the worst, so I kind of like his range. Buffs them up, only for them to die. Buff spells are very particular. I changed my mind on them a little bit since we've been seeing them used a little bit more lately. Admittedly, buff spells can get work done, but you have to be very careful about them. I'm changing my stance on them because we've seen them work now. We know that they can work, but in the wrong circumstances, you're a dead man. That buff on the broken Tusk Mob definitely did not go well there. He just fungied me. We've been fermented. Flamer down, I repeat, flamer down, but his infantry line's pretty messed up. Skarsnik does count as large too, by the way. Which means he gets dumpstered here by my Lord. And he keeps throwing away cavalry on my flamers. He hasn't been able to get a successful backline dive on them, which is really helping me out here. I'm interested to see how much value they actually get by the end of this too. I'm a little skeptical. On their value. It doesn't seem like they're actually doing that much, but we'll see. I'm willing to give it a shot. There's a little Doom Bolt on a little Skarsnik over there. But it's not like the devastating value that like shotguns give, you know? Does this guy give... No, he doesn't even cause terror. Why is it that demons have so few terror-causing units? Dude, that Gaze of Mork really isn't doing much either, though. Hey, roasting Skarsnik? Dude, we're really cooking them. Mushrooms are getting cooked. And then we can play the game. Did the artillery get value? No, it did not. Not even close. This thing costs like 900, 800 or something. A little disappointing to see. He's gonna go for my back line now, but I'm not worried about tickets. I'll happily just continue to trade here. The Skarsnik has indeed been eaten alive. The Flamers, they're doing great. I'll just get another one. I will say they did do okay versus skirmishers, though. Out of everything, they did pretty good versus skirms. I think they, you know, if anything, they almost seem like they're anti-large more than anything else. Like the pump wagons didn't do well, but at max range against the archers, it was a lot more disappointing. They're definitely a unit of all time. I think that's where I rank them right now. Not great, not terrible. Let's see here. Is he gonna cap the point? He's close. I think he barely gets it. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. He didn't capture the point. You got another fanatic volley. Massive damage on the flamers. Fun fact, fanatics don't do well against monstrous units. GG. He played well. I think in the end his build just wasn't really suited to deal with flamers. And there were a few bad charges in my backline that kind of screwed him. $1,200 on this guy. You know, not the worst. These guys, though? Okay, for units that were basically shooting all game and were almost out of ammo, they really should have gone more value, right? They're so squishy. It's such a risk to take. I'm not the biggest fan of these guys. I think the Exalted Flamers, I might start running a bit more, though. I might start running them a little bit more, but that's about it. The normal Flamers are a little disappointing. The value, what was the value saying? Did it say we were behind? Enjoying the challenge so far? It's not the worst. I'm not gonna lie, I have been having fun playing around with all these units. They did shut down the skirmishers really well. If they are not good, then make them good. Dude, the effort to make these guys do well. The thing is, Demons of Chaos just have no good range unit, right? So, like, these guys did better than, like, if I spammed pinks, you know? Am I a fan? No. They have 50 speed, though, so they're kind of like ogres. If you think about it, they're like really garbage lead belchers. Wow. Also, yes, the game does not register value trading properly. It's so janky. And the worst part, it can be over and under in terms of estimating value. There's problems with it in both directions. It's so broken. Oh my god. It's so broken. All right. Yeah, 50 speed, charging shield. On paper, everything here is great. But the thing you don't notice is that they have no HP. The Flamer of Tzeentch, as a unit, has a combined HP total equal to that of like a Snow Leopard. Okay, maybe slightly more, but like, imagine a Snow Leopard with the same HP, but it's a multi-entity unit. That's basically what these Flamers are. They die to everything. And they're not a single entity. But the Exalted Flamer? Maybe. Nobody's bringing gunpowder versus demons anyway, so you can dodge with this guy. It's not even a glass cannon. It's like a glass pistol. Okay, maybe like a glass SMG. Their damage is okay. It's not that great. Okay, when you compare it to Iron Drakes, it's worse. They gotta get like multiple volleys off to kill a unit. They cost $850. They're expensive. I feel like they should cost $700, man. I think they should cost $700. Oh yeah, I still haven't played around with burning chariots either. So many units. What's its range? 90? Is there a weird burning chariot kite? Alright. Today's flamethrower day, you know what? Today we play with flamethrowers. The other couple days were bloodletters. Alright, just how good is this? So, I really like Marauder Horsemen. And this has about the same range as Marauder Horsemen. So, like, let's say we're playing versus Kislev and they have a bunch of Kossars, right? How good is this thing, this burning chariot? Yeah, Iron Drakes have huge armor, insane mass, a small hitbox. They're better in, like, every way except for speed. But even their price, man. The price difference is pretty massive. So it's just how much you value the speed, but alright. This thing is basically a Marauder Horseman, right? It's flamethrower shots. You know, that's actually not the worst. How many shots does it have? 12? Okay, so it has 12 shots. If you do multiple shots on the same infantry, it kind of sucks. It can dodge pretty decent. And it can move while shooting. So it's used a good chunk of its shots. It got 200 value. Is that like enough value though? Oh my god, it wastes so many shots on edge units. It's like, you know, it can kind of... Okay, so you can kind of give like a quick attack command. Let's do this. I'm not microing it perfectly. Attack command, you have to give it a little bit of a second and then it'll shoot. And the damage is okay. Now, if you factor in the D summon and it uses all its ammo, it will pay for itself. Assuming you don't let it get killed. Its range is decent though. So it can shoot at far range. It can be a little bit of a menace. And if it hits anything expensive, maybe we can kite with Demons of Chaos. I wouldn't have thought it possible, but this is quite possibly a big play. It seems like it could. So like, the fun units that we're going to experiment with is the Burning Chariot and the Exalted Flamers. It's less DPS than Changebringers, significantly more tanky. And yeah, I think I can micro pretty well. So if I just micro it really well, then we have something that's cheaper than a Noxbringer, I guess. Let's test it versus single entities. Sure, let's take an Adaman and a Boris on Urson. Do they cook the single entities? It used to be their strength, but they kind of changed it to be a little bit more AoE. Do a volley on the side. I'm sure a side volley would be better, but it's not as dependable. So this is max range on Boris. Here's close range on a single entity. Close range on Boris. Significantly less damage versus something like Boris than it used to. Pretty decent damage versus infantry characters. And of course it has a little bit of an AoE. If you're shooting at single entities, it can get some pretty good value. I think it's worth experimenting with. It's definitely worth experimenting with. Does it beat War Wagons? This might be a unit where if we micro it like a god, it will do okay. And you know what? When I play as demons, I have micro to spare. Maybe not god tier micro, but like I need a kite unit, man. I miss kite so much. That's the worst part about playing demons. They basically have no kite units except for like Noxbringer and like a Zinch Soul Grinder, and both are very jank. Okay, so if I'm playing against War Wagons at max range, it's decent at dodging. At medium range, it starts getting bullied though. It's oh god. Oh, move, you darn thing. It's not the prettiest thing ever. Is it still targeting this guy? Yeah, bro. Yeah, not exactly a wagon killer. It's also... Oh, that must be its stagger animation. Oh, that's not good. Okay, if it can shoot the war wagon, it does actually get some pretty decent damage off. It can almost one-shot a wagon. Right, so look at that. It just killed a wagon in 2 shots. The issue is when it's getting shot, its stagger animations make it not move. And look at that. It actually almost one-shots a wagon. If it could one-shot a wagon at max range, it would almost be okay. Now, the wagons can dodge too, so don't think this gets you anywhere. But technically, if it's not getting shot at, it's all right. Is there any way I can give this thing like some more HP? What magic do I have? Do I have any magic that can save this? Oh, nice. Next round can start. Advancing the Swiss. Round 2 has begun. And we're up against Adler. Ah, hell yeah. He's the one that beat us earlier. Yo, yo. I'm Demons of Chaos. What's he playing? Is he playing Coast? Are we gonna get a Grand Coast rematch? Empire. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not good. Empire is a very bad matchup for Demons of Chaos. Hot garbage, as we like to describe things. Oh boy. What do I want to do? Ban Glinty Tooth's Crag, I guess. Yeah, Empire's gonna be bad. They have so many shooting tools. They got the war wagons. Oh, this ain't good. This ain't good at all. All right. Did I have a build save? Demons of Chaos versus Empire. It was this build. You think he's gonna Luminarch me? I've been Luminarched before, but we won that one. It depends on the map. If I can get a map where he can't Luminarch me, I can try some fancy shenanigans. You think a Zinch Soul Grinder outtrades a Luminarch? That would be pretty hilarious. Counter the garbage with more garbage. Let's see here. But yeah, Empire is fairly kite resistant. So he does want to play on the Changer's Madhouse, so that's a massive map. It is a positively ginormous map. So I actually have a pretty fun plan here. Will it work? Time will tell. Bloodletters are okay versus Empire. They are a decent. You know what? Sure. We'll take that one too. Alright. And then I have Furies. They're okay versus the Empire Cavalry. If he goes for Outriders, I should be okay. Outriders aren't the end of the world. If it goes for War Wagons, I have a little bit of tech to deal with that. This would be a terrible time to bring a Burning Chariot. I think that would be one of the biggest misplays of my time. And then maybe we pull off a good kite. I don't know, man. Can I kite Empire? Man, I just want Deepwood Scouts. Can we give Demons of Chaos Deepwood Scouts? Surely the DLC that's coming is gonna give Slanesh some demonic Deepwood Scouts, and then we can start winning again. Oh, what I would do for a little bit of kite. I guess this is the build. Man, this... Here's the thing. Kite builds are just strong in general once you have the APM for them. So, I don't know. Maybe it works. I'm gonna give it a hard maybe. He's not Charix. Flamer Kite. Dude, one War Wagon and it's over. Although, technically, I have some War Wagon counterplay. Technically, I even have Luminarch counterplay. That's how you know we're doing good. How many wagons until the Flamer Chariot pays for itself? It has to kill 2 full wagon units. Authenticity. Do any of those Flamer units have extra effects that can be exploited? So, Flamers, they have a weakness to fire, plus 10%, and armor reduction, minus 10. So, they will make your blues and pinks do slightly more fire damage. Burning Head will also do a slightly more fire damage. Technically, even my Exalted Flamer has that. So if I bring, like, blue fire or pink fire, those also do fire damage, right? Yeah, they do fire damage. So technically, it's like a 10% spell amp on anything that gets hit by an Exalted Flamer. Pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Is there anything else I can do? Wait, doesn't pink fire and blue fire already give warp flame effect? Oh, never mind. No, there's no difference. It already gives warp flame. Oh my god. All right. Well, I guess it combos with burning head and fireball. As if that matters. So they'll give you I guess that means your lore of fire spells are gonna be amped up 30% instead of 20. That's not a huge difference. That's, yeah, it's pretty mild. Anything else do fire damage? The armor reduction barely matters. Minus 10 is too little to make a difference. Yeah, I can take Daniel with Kindle Flame. Huge. Absolutely huge. What's the Luminarch counter? I brought the missile spell, blue fire, and I brought a stealth ability on my Demon Prince. Hidden in time, stalk and unspottable for 73 seconds. That means he can snipe anything. And then Noxbringer, Exalted Flamer Kite. What's not to love? Oh crap, my mouse hotkeys aren't working. There we go. Wondrous. Ready, good luck, have fun. The plan is simple. Kite him with spells and these 2 lads, and then run him over with the bloodletters. Not a lot of complexities going on here, let me tell you. Just, yeah, just spam a bunch of spells. Now, he has 11 units. The odds of war wagoning has gone up. Maybe it's a cavalry rush. Now, on a map this big, it ain't gonna do too much. An engineer, a franzinator. This can't be it. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1 stealth unit. There's a Jade Wizard. All right, interesting. So, yeah, we got some wagons. I think we just save up for the soul grinder. I think that's what we do. I think we will also just blue fire Frains. That's totally fine. It's painful enough where Frains really doesn't want to just eat that. And then of course we got shields to keep my little dude safe. And then we're gonna hide ourselves in time. Aww, yeah. If he had regrowth, it wouldn't be worth it. Trying to bully Frains. Ooh, okay. Pretty accurate little dude over there. Eat blue fire. Only dodged one of them missiles. Hell yeah. And we're gonna get a Noxbringer shot on his cavalry. He's summoned in some Outriders. They're not especially good. Exalted Flamer stagger animation is actually pretty hype too. We're just gonna use this hill to our advantage. We're really pulling out all the stops here to get this to work. Face more blue fire. He healed Frains, but not his wagon. And now they're gonna eat more blue fire. Tzeentch Soul Grinder routed off one. Here's the problem though. My units are not very cost efficient. They're very expensive. All these guys are incredibly expensive. Is he gonna kill the Exalted Flamer too? After all the love and care? That's what I mean, man. These Flamers are squishy. Hey, if I kill off his war wagon though, I'm happy. Pull them back. We're gonna net down the war wagons. We're gonna hopefully bully them, and if this guy lives to use the rest of his ammunition, I'm a happy person. Not gonna lie though, Tzeentch Soul Grinder kind of sucking. Although it did kill 2 war wagons there. Rather impressive. And Olores can definitely get some work in too. And Franz actually decides to take a fight against 2 single entities. Franz ain't the best there. So unfortunately, he's just gonna go down. There's the Rampage. That's gonna rout off the war wagons. They gone, son. And this is where Franz gets murdered. So we're just gonna go straight for him. We know from our previous experimentations that the Olores is actually rather powerful. Just gonna get a little bit of a charge on the Frains. She's gonna pull away from the Cav. Tzeentch Soul Grinder is certainly taking its sweet time killing off the wagons, but they're dead, so I guess I can't complain too much. And here he goes, going for that Exalted Flamer again. He really doesn't like the Exalted Flamer. And he will actually get the kill this time, which is not good for me. Can I get a Frains kill for my troubles though? He's very aggressive right now, right? There's the Fiends on the Frains. If he dies here, that would be very bad for my opponent. Come on, corn ability. Give me that melee attack, man. Olores is gonna body block him. Crap, she barely whiffed. I think Franz is gonna escape. Just barely. He's gonna get some spears in there too. But at least I got a Soul Grinder that can beat him up. Overall, situation is sus. It could be better. Can I net Franz though? Maybe I net him. That could be jokes actually. We net him, we blast him. He lands with the Soul Grinder, gets a pretty nice volley on him. Oh, we're out of magic for it. Fran's looking a little worse for wear though. Is he gonna die? Are we gonna kill him? Crap, here comes the Cav. This ain't the best game I've ever played. He's taking fire damage, I think, from the blue fire, so maybe the healing won't do that much for him. He's certainly getting very low, and his Empire Knights are suffering. I just don't know if I have enough to kill the man. Ticket-wise, it's a little sus too. Could be a little better. Come on, just kill the man. Knights of the Realm are coming on in. Wait, no, not Knights of the Realm. Knights of the Black Rose. Oh, that's not good. They're anti-infantry. Very strong against me. Oh, crap. We must hide ourselves in time again. Flee. Flee, you fool. This guy is aggressive with Franz, though. It's like he's trying to get him killed. He's very low now. My lord is a little worse for wear. But come on, baby. Come on, just kill him. I need one hit. Maybe an army ability? He's low. Yes! Bolt of change. That's exactly what I needed. And the man is dead. Unfortunately, I took a Tzeentch Soul Grinder, so I have like no other units left. Dang it, man. It turns out it doesn't really matter if you kill Franz if the rest of your army's just dead. This is the problem with these kite builds, right? You just have no follow-up. Might as well play it though. There's a non-zero chance my lord manages to survive here. If he does by some miracle survive, then we can maybe use the Soul Grinder for terror. He's dodging. I think he got a volley off with his engineer. I think my lord's about to crumble. Oh my gosh, another shot. This guy does not let up. Dude, Demons of Chaos Kite sucks. Demons of Chaos Kite sucks. This thing barely paid for itself. It used all its ammo on Franz. Oh my god. Yeah, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. I thought maybe we could pull off something cool with the Demons of Chaos. And get like some fancy kite action or what have you. Now, it's not completely over, but I think we're barely going to lose out on tickets if he manages to capture this point. He does have a lot of infantry, which we know our Furies are going to do well against. But I have to capture these points. We have to capture these points, and soon. And if he resummons Franz, well, actually, we might have a chance if he resummons Franz. So look at them bloodletters, right? They're doing good. We got our Soul Grinder in here. If I can capture this point in any reasonable amount of time, mayhaps there'll be a chance. Just a bunch of normal Empire Knights. So that's actually rather good for me. Whoop, alley-oop. We want to get these guys to fly up and then charge in. Can I capture the point though? Can we capture the point? Tzeentch Soul Grinder, he has finally paid for himself. God, look at this garbage follow-up though. If I had Hellstriders, this would be a different game. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Mr. Adler, he won the tourney last night. I think I can totally get him with the Demons of Chaos though, but I have to play it very well. Dang, those Empire Knights are kind of clutching it against these Furies. Oh, bro. Can I recapture a point maybe? Nah, it's over. GG, well played.
There is only defeat.
Dang. All right, so no 100% win rate today. I think I have an idea of what I want to do for next match. So the war wagons, yes, I technically shut them down, but he used them to kill off my exalted flamer. Noxbringer didn't really do too well. This is the problem with Demons of Chaos. Even if you bring the counters for Kite, they don't really do that well. I would have needed like multi Zinch Soul Grinder to deal with this. And that's when things get a little sus. I was thinking if I brought enough anti-Kite that it'd be enough, because he wasn't rushing us. He killed us with 3 units, like just these guys. Maybe I could have focus fired the engineer more instead of Frains. I think there were opportunities for me to play better too, but it's just, oh man, this thing does not beat Kite, and I'm paying 2,000 gold for it. In theory, the Noxbringer is supposed to kill off the grenade launchers, but it just doesn't. But at least in theory, if I were to hard counter, I could bring in double Zinch. But yeah, Karabdir, what's up? We lost against the winner of yesterday. I think I'm ready for a return fight though. Blue Fire works pretty well versus the Empire. But yeah, Demons of Chaos just can't kill wagons. They just can't kill wagons, man. What options do I have? I could technically take Lords of Change and they come with Blue Fire. The Rampage didn't feel like it was that effective. So I brought the Rampage Lord, but if you don't have melee, it just doesn't really do much. And like, yeah, double Soul Grinder is just way too risky, right? This is 4,000 gold. Banking on the fact that he might bring war wagons. That doesn't feel like good at all. Yeah, Empire is a really bad matchup. I think the biggest issue is the war wagons, but we're gonna see if we can figure something out. So obviously we can just full rush it and use speed debuffs to potentially catch them. Some people say that the Skull Cannon is decent versus war wagons. The thing is, he has healing though, right? But let's check. Let's double check just in case. The big issue is, can it hit? Can it kill them even if they're being healed? I feel like the build I took versus Turn would work here. What build did I take versus Turn? You can bring in final transmutation. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so the damage is okay, right? It's actually not the worst versus war wagons. And you kind of outrange them. That was a miss. That was a miss. Yeah, it's okay. You're taking out like 1/16 of their HP per shot. It's not the most accurate fella though. So a Skull Cannon gets just enough value for you to de-summon it. And you technically get your value back. That's with idle war wagons though. Yeah, I don't know. There's no going into melee with this, not against Empire. Let's see here. What this guy has: Searing Doom and Gehennas. What I would do for a Sartorial for blue fire spam. Imagine if the target was moving. I think its inaccuracy means that dodging actually matters less, but I know what you mean. It's not going to be that consistent. And it will probably miss if he's actively trying to dodge. If he's just moving in a straight line, though, it's probably okay. There's also hills though, which will be a big oopsie-doopsies. I could just try to rush the Empire. So yes, there's a lot of spears. What if you rush them? I don't know, man. The other thing is like maybe you can final transmute the war wagons. You have this little guy. Locus of change. So you can also bring a herald, get a blue fire, and just fly around on your disc and blue fire them up. Yeah, there's the herald speed buff build, but that does really badly versus Mantide. And also if he brings any number of spears, catching the wagons will be a problem. What to do? What to do? Much investigation is needed. Potatoes Devil. Looks like his opponent left, so let's make sure he has the right number of points. Yes, Potatoes Devil should be at 1 point, not 2. I think I think if I were to try hard, right? If my life was on the line and I had to do something to win versus Empire, it would probably be a Hail Mary type of rush build where you bring in a bunch of fiends and a bunch of flesh hounds and you just hope that you can catch the wagons. I think that's probably the best thing. The cavalry's kind of strong, but they still lose to fiends if they don't have spear support. Now, spear support, I guess you could also run a Demon Prince. The thing is, if you're taking an Allure-S, I guess you could go Pendulum. You can Pendulum the spears and take Smoke and Mirrors with Malakoths. Locus of Swiftness. And then your Lord can be just something else. Man, the Lords suck. The garbage. I did try Bellicor the other day, by the way. He was bad. Plague Bearers. So Plague Bearers against Empire is pretty solid. Oh yeah, I think that is what I took first turn. The thing is like he's still gonna kite him. I guess if you have the blues and the Plague Bearers, like it's a decent build. If played well though, you give your opponent a lot of opportunities to shoot them up. Like it's why they have grenade launchers. In theory, the grenade launcher should just be bad, though. If I'm bringing the right tools. It should be pretty easily caught. Or the red Olgor. Let's see here. What do we have? What do I have? I think Flamer maxing wouldn't work versus the wagons. Exalted Flamer got wrecked by the war wagons too. That felt bad. We'll have to see. Man, I wish Blood Crushers were good. There's really no anti-large cavalry, is there? Wow, Chaos Demons have not a single anti-large cav. They do have some pretty solid anti-everything cav, but a little expensive. A little expensive. Toad Rush? Burning Chariots? No, not against the war wagons. I will try some Flamethrower Kite though. Like I think a Burning Chariot could be really fun versus a more kiteable faction. Something like a Corn. Masked Pinks and Blues. You have to ward off the cavalry still. But you're playing on the defensive, which is good. It's not the worst. Like, it's more standard play. But the thing is, if you go for a normal build and they go for a normal build, they're still better than you, right? Like, they still have an advantage because their average normal units are just stronger. And normal units don't really offer me the opportunities to exploit misplays, which makes me generally trend away from them. Like, I'm trying to take builds where I can potentially outplay my opponent, but if he does take too much kite, it would be good. Empire generally doesn't have a lot of armor either, so there's something there. I really would like to see if I can make a burning chariot work. But yeah, we're looking for an archer faction. Maybe a horseman faction? Anyone know if this thing does well versus horsemen? Let me check. If I was playing against like a Warriors of Chaos and they had Marauder Horsemen, you think the burning chariot does well here? Just pray you don't match up into Empire. Yeah, that's plan A. Plan B is we gotta figure something out. So fun fact about this thing, it does outrange Marauder Horsemen. I believe you need Marauder Horse Masters. And the damage is... okay, what, that's like 100 gold per volley. It has 12 volleys. Alright, well, you know, it does kill a lot of entities. It is dodgeable. It can dodge their shots. As an anti-skirmish tool, I'm actually not entirely against this thing, because it is reasonably hard to snipe at 6,000 HP almost. And it'll get this unit down to basically the point of being useless, right? Its target priority is a little rough, though. It really doesn't get that much value either. It's much better against single entities. Well, anyways, I can't afford to lose another match. So fingers crossed. Alright, advancing the Swiss. Goblins. Round 3. Alright, we're up against Martin. Oh my gosh, been a while. Yo, yo. I'm Demons of Chaos. Can't really go with Noxbringer, at least. So I'll probably stick with that. Maybe we'll try Exalted Flamers. Crap, it's Grand Cathay. Today's gonna be a rough day. Playing against some good players. We have a lot of strong signups today. At least Grand Cathay is manageable. They're a fairly low win rate faction. I'm a little worried about a few things. Last time I played against Grand Cathay, their Terracotta Sentinel, the ranged one, was actually pretty sus. And they also have some pretty spicy Longma builds. But I have a solid enough preset build where I'll probably be okay. Probably be alright. We're going back to more standard play though. Unless by some miracle the Burning Chariot just dumpsters him. I guess if he doesn't have the big Terracotta, I could see the Burning Chariot actually doing okay. Oh wait, no, he's gonna have Longmas. Yeah, Mr. Adler's a menace. I don't fear him like I fear like a Charix or a Danican, but he's pretty menacing. Let's play Itza. The battle for Itza. So yeah, I guess we just wing it. I have no idea what a Spider Mastermind is. Doom 2016 version? Yep, never heard of it. But anyways, he's Grand Cathay. We're just gonna go a standard build. And hopefully we don't die, because then I'm just out of the tournament and we lower the win rate by 1. That'd be a big shame. Zinch build? Honestly, after those 2 games of running Flamers, I think they're going to be a very niche pick. I don't really foresee myself running a ton of Flamers anytime soon. They're just kind of janky, man. Just a glass. They really do feel like a glass SMG. You put all the effort in keeping them alive, and they only do okay. They should be more like the flying changebringers, where they're just a straight up win condition if they live. Pull the Scar brand. Yo, I wish we could take God specific lords here. If I could run like a Scar brand or an Akari, that would be a game changer. Yeah, Flamers can definitely do stuff. Like, I could totally see me running them against, like, Greenskins or something. I think, like, versus Greenskins, maybe, like, a Norska or, like, a Warriors of Chaos, I can kind of see them. Because, essentially, the armor-piercing pinks, they could even be good versus Coast, now that I think about it. Kind of depends on what they summon on in. But they could actually do pretty well there. Speaking of Coast, we're going to have to be ready for that. But first things first, let's just not lose to Martin. Grand Cathay is a sketchy-ish matchup. If Warriors of Chaos get all the cool mortal legendary lords, right? I feel like Demons of Chaos should get their demonic legendary lords. I think you add Kairos to the Demons of Chaos roster, they shoot through the roof. Kairos is one of the best demon legendary lords in the entire game. He's one of the best lords in the entire game, period. I think most factions, if given access to Kairos, they're gonna run Kairos. He's just amazing. For the price, cheaper than 2,000, terror-causing single entity with amazing spellcasting, and a net. And a net, all for less than 2,000. Maybe slightly more, worst case. Love the guy. But yeah, blue and pink horror spam definitely can get armor checked. It's not a terrible playstyle though. Techless. Oh my gosh, techless. A lot of people running horse techless lately, but he's not that much better than just a normal mage. I remember when Phoenix techless was popular though, and people were running 3,000 gold lords. But it eventually caught on that man tiding is just better. How about the other chicken? Like what, Sartorial? I think Sartorial would be solid. But you can basically run a pseudo Sartorial anyways, so yeah. So we got 13 units. My goal, secure the high ground, use the Noxbringer to pepper away out of line of sight from cannons. Get a good value lead, maybe rush him down. If he's long maxing, I have Pavane. And generally, if he's going mass infantry, I got Bloodletters, man. It does mean if he has a mass infantry build, I can't pressure the points as much, but we kind of plan to just win the value trade. So that's what we're gonna do. And yes, he did Moby max. So that means it's a good thing I didn't take Bloodletters. What do I have? I got some Furies, I got some Toads, some Fleshhounds. Nothing too crazy. Again, dodge.
We have a victory point. Keep it from the foe.
Hey, the pot shot, it worked. All right, so first summon's probably gonna be Furies. There's a Lord Magistrate with the charge bonus melee attack boost. All right, and then he has some Crowmen here, some Jade Lancers. The build kind of requires that we get a good Pavane off. But if worse comes to worse and we have to take a big fight, this Herald here is pretty good. He's got that melee attack boost. A little bit of lag. Come on. Lag at the most pivotal of moments. It kind of helps me out though. Am I the one lag switching? Okay, regardless, so yeah, there's all the buffs. There's a pretty nasty engagement. The theory goes that with the hero squad here, we win all of our melee fights, but that is yet to be seen. A little bit of a terror out drops. Gets a Curse of the Midnight Wind, kind of spooky. But is it enough? The 3 Fiends are still doing pretty good. My Lord is doing okay. And this is my full army against only a part of his, so in theory, we should be up trading. But in practice, well, we'll have to see. So there's an Astromancer just chilling over there. Let's see if we can close out this fight. The terror on the Noxbringer is great. And we have killed off most of his Crowmen. I believe once these 2 Crowmen go down too, he loses his harmony. And that's when leadership should plummet. If we can get that done, we're set. Looks like they're really holding out though. Them Crowmen are actually being an absolute menace. Definitely would have been a very bad situation had it not been for my Bloodletter buffing everything up. But anyways, here come the Toads. There goes the harmony. So I guess that's pretty nice. And against the bandits of the Silver Road, which is going to grab everything, and we're going to pull back. Oh, crap. There we go. Then hopefully I can take some good fights. The funny thing is, apparently we're up trading, when it really does not feel like we are up trading in the slightest. Look, more Crowmen are coming in. There's another melee boost at least.
One of your units has been destroyed.
It's gonna be decent damage. I'm honestly not liking this situation very much though. So he gets more crowmen. The cavalry unit routes. We're probably gonna kill off the long marauders. I guess that's okay. Really not a fan of these crowmen though.
Units has been destroyed.
If I can get a blue volley on them, it'd be perfect, or maybe a full surround. I guess I do still have my single entities here. That's pretty nice. But if the bandits live, we're gonna have a bit of an issue. I whiffed the net too. Crap. That ain't good. Alright, so Crowmen versus Furies. Who did it better? It seems like not the Furies. Bro. Not like this. Am I really just gonna go 2 and 2 today with Demons of Chaos? Okay, the SE squad will do okay, and he did land his Crowman, which I think is a misplay here. If I can kill off the Crowman and have my SE squad kind of crush it, maybe there's a chance. He's spamming a lot of infantry too, which gives me many opportunities to maybe come back. We're gonna kill off these Crowmen with the Pavane. And then maybe I can Lord Snipe them? Thing is, a Lord Snipe doesn't really get me anywhere. He's just gonna resummon them, but I'll take what I can get. We're gonna get a little buff here to melee attack, so now I don't really need that charge bonus. So we can get some deadly onslaught going. And then I guess we just save up for fiends and just try to outplay them. We hopefully outplay him with a little bit of micro. And the bandits just hopefully don't get in here. You may notice we're hoping for a lot in this here match. But all things considered, it ain't going the worst. Yeah, he might have a lot of infantry, but he's Grand Cathay. He is going to lose his Lord too. You know what? The Noxbringer can just straight up drain their ammo. Screw these bandits. I don't like them. We're gonna see him off. He's not capturing the point. That's a good sign. And there we go. There's a Lord route. Overall, not the end of the world. Look at that. Noxbringer's crushing it. We got our Fiends coming in hot. Unfortunately, he's kind of blocking my maneuvering. But I think we still get in here with the Fiends. They're notoriously very fast. And remember, no harmony here is pretty rough for him too. I think we summon a couple more toads. Get the toad core in. He summons in a Jade Lion, which is also pretty bad. I think his questionable summons might save us here, if we're very lucky. The Noxbringer has better stats when it's at full vigor. With the help of the Fiends, we should win that. So we're just gonna get in there. Can we kill his Lord? It's a slow process. It's a very slow process. But yeah, look at that lion. It's getting bullied. A little bit of cavalry, not a problem. We just gotta take a good fight. Or his Lord, though. His Lord's the slipperiest guy I've ever seen in my entire life. How's he not dying, bro? This fight's kind of sus, too. We will have that melee attack boost, though. And a debuff and a Lord loss penalty. That's all I could really wish for. So we're just gonna get the Fiend charge in here. We lose the dogs, but he loses his cav. Mind you, he still doesn't have control of the high ground. Okay. And we can use our Noxbringer here to kill these guys. Pavane over here will do us well. Crap, my fiends are getting kind of caught up though. Dang it, I hate the AI so much. But alright, we got more fiends in. We're gonna pull back from the Crowman. We're gonna get them killed. And then once the harmony bonuses are gone, then we are golden. So let's do a little bit of this action. My time is slowly running out though. We're gonna have to start like actually clearing off units soon. Otherwise, we're kind of screwed. Pretty solid route over there at least. Charge bonus is solid. Mass route because of terror, because of the Noxbringer. And my single entities do provide a nice amount of leadership. Crowman are gone. So there goes his harmony bonuses. We're gonna net them all. There we go. And we just gotta keep the harmony down. I think if we do that, we're all right. Not to mention there's a lot of units actually just routing off here. So I might even be able to get a mass route. We'll see. With the fiends and the guy buffing up all my forces, looks like we might. Can the Noxbringer get in here? A little bit of a terror out. Gets a breath attack on my guys, but it ain't too much. He's gonna make a play for the high ground. But seems like the routing's going pretty well overall. So all we gotta do now is just resecure a couple points. If we do that, we're good. I just don't know if I have enough deeps. He has so many units here. And even without harmony, they're just not routing. Ah, he resummoned his lord, no wonder. That's gonna help him. So I really have to hold this then. If he captures this, we're pretty screwed. I think we'll just run out of time. So all hands on deck for securing that business.
One of your units has been destroyed.
Abilities are going okay. We are starting to capture this. Oh my god, it's a miracle. All right, so we do manage to barely save the high ground. I'll take it. We're also slowly capturing the low ground. Lots of terror routes over there is helping us out. And then I think we just want some toads here. Literally just to get on that point a little bit faster. All right, there we go. Very nice. And then it's just the last push for the final point.
You have the foes.
Second point's taken. If there's one thing that's worse than Demons of Chaos, it's Grand Cathay. All right, that point's fairly well secured, actually. I think we summon blues to start making the way to this point, because I gotta actually army wipe him here. Otherwise, he'll just steal the point as soon as I'm off of it. And of course, we don't really want that. I only have a few minutes, though, to get the last point. That's not a very comfortable situation to be in. The toad and my single entities are doing pretty well. And if we take this, we're golden. A lot of guys are routing. I'm gonna have a toad and a blue over there, and I have about 3 minutes. That is a decent amount of time. And remember, my flesh hounds will be there too. Do you believe? Do you believe, chat? Peasant horsemen versus flesh hounds. I'll take it. Dang, he's going all in over here. Okay. So I should probably bring the toads over. Those are unharmonied peasant horsemen. So against a raw flesh hound charge, that should go my way. Soul Grinder can start dealing with this. And he can start swinging the tickets in my favor there. As the middle point is fairly well defended. I just need these toads to get in here and to cook. Fury's got a pretty decent charge on his Jade Lancers. You there are just gonna chill. Soul Grinder is in. So just gonna YOLO that Soul Grinder straight into his guys there. And then hopefully I get enough deeps here to kill off the Jade Lancers. Because like I said, if he captures this, it's basically over. Middle point is still fine. I'm not taking this very quickly though. Those peasant horsemen are holding just a little too long. I think we do hold that high ground though. All right, Olores, you have a new job. You have a new job, and it is to help secure this far point. Because I don't think he's getting this. High ground by some miracle actually held. Oh boy. One last toad for the road. He has 50 seconds to show up. Olores is doing a good job though. He is actually on the way to losing his lord again. Oh, but the horsemen are back. Only one of them though, so I think the toads actually hold that. All right. Then we gotta kill the Lord Magistrate. And then we just gotta make sure he never secures any of these points. He actually spams Spearman over on the far side. Point is secured. All right. You know what? Maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance. Holy crap. Oh crap, those are Jade Lancers. It's okay, I got Furies for them. And we use the dogs. Peasants don't have a lot of capture weight. So they're pretty bad for this particular situation. So as long as we actually just stall just the peasant tide, I think we still got this. Discount Skull Taker is doing pretty well for himself. 2 toads here and a blue is absolutely enough to hold that for the time being. We want to get that capture weight secured as much as possible. There we go. We're gonna punish these guys who are on the move, trying to get on the point. We're gonna use the dogs to simply body block them and just buy time. If there's one thing I need, it's time, but I think we barely did it. Easiest game of my life. Baby game for babies. Let's go. All right. Well, that was disgusting. Lord Master of Sotek, thank you very much for the raid. We just won an extremely close game. I was sweaty. That was disgusting. That was disgustingly sweaty. Dang, my fiends cooked though. Holy crap, they cook so hard. Noxbringer paid for itself and caused terror, which is everything I needed. And then we sniped his Lord Magistrate with the Goon Squad. I wish this faction had any amount of anti-large, but you know what? That was okay. That was okay. God, though. Oh my gosh. The amount of scrapping you gotta do for this faction. But anyways, what's up, Sotek? For those of you that haven't heard of him, if you're on Twitch, you can follow the link there to check out Lore Master of Sotek's stream. He's also on Twitch, by the way, for all YouTube viewers. I imagine many of my YouTube viewers already know that he streams on YouTube. But he's on Twitch too. Check it out. Hope you had a good stream, man. God, this is sweaty though. This is so sweaty. Oh my god. Cathay just doesn't really have capture weight, but if he took that high ground earlier by even like a couple seconds, we would have lost. Like, I really had no right winning that game. Oh boy. And that's pretty crazy that the Longma Riders, even though I'm going Locust of Wrath and like we purvaned one of them in and everything, it still wasn't a good fight. He didn't even have his whole army there. So if he just played as a blob, he probably could have just killed my whole army. Something to consider. Oh my god, though. Jeez. Alright, so that was the last game. So this guy should have 1 Swiss point. And then we can move on to the next round. We were the last to finish, of course. Went down to the wire. Oh my god. Bro. Alright, nice. So he does have that. Advance to Swiss. Round 4. Alright. All right. Let's see, who are we up against? All right, so let's do this. Your opponent might have dropped. Let's see, oh, more adminning. Ah, he should have 1 fewer Swiss points. Oh, adminning. It's fine though. Alright, so everything should be set and good to go. My opponent is gonna be, let's take a look. My opponent is gonna be the grandiose, the wonderful Pontim's Claw. Alright. Yo, yo! I'm Demons of Chaos. I can only hope that our bad matchups get knocked out. I need fewer stressful games, man. The double perfect spend. Yeah, I love that about this build. It's really easy to perfect spend when you only take one spell. Still playing Dark Elves, alright. Alright. Jeez. What a sweat fest. I'll ban what? Borderlow Landing? Yeah, I'll ban landing. Alright. Changeling is actually infinite builds if you think about it. Dude, Changeling would be so sick for demons. I would also love a customizable Daniel. For some reason, they give Daniel like the worst abilities. They give him none of his cool stuff. He should have more bound abilities and bound spells. Alright, but Dark Elves. A fairly manageable faction. They are lacking a lot of important tools that help them survive against Demons of Chaos, so as long as we manage that, I should be okay. Scourge Runners are kind of a pain, but they're slow enough to catch. So we'll see. We'll see. Man, I'm still... that game. I can't believe I won that game, man. What an absolute scrap. What an absolute scrap. I needed it though. I needed it to stay in the running. Oh man. I was gonna say Demons of Chaos need a Mortis engine. They technically have a Mortis engine. They need a Mortis engine with more than 40 speed. That would be the dream. Looks like we're gonna have a good amount of tiebreakers too. Very exciting. Are we gonna get a map ban? Yo, if they gave Daniel bound Cataclysm spells, that would be really cool. They're pretty long wind-up time anyways, so I feel like that'd be good. Alright, so I think we're playing on Celestial Lake. We want to play Rapturous Expanse, okay? So we played against them. Same matchup, same map. Against his kite build. Pontim's Claw has been going for more like static types of builds recently. But he may revert back to mass mobility, we'll see. Overall, thankfully, Demons of Chaos are pretty strong versus Dark Elves. There's not a whole lot that I have to worry about here. And that's because Dark Elves don't have a lot of HP. They have armor, but not HP. And Demons of Chaos are really good at exploiting that. Just a solid high DPS faction. They can't outshoot me because they got crossbows only. Which means my blues and my pinks are significantly more effective here. So everything, all things considered, we should have an okay time. Can't believe I rooted against Cathay there. The Demons of Chaos suffering finally got to you. It's quite telling that I'm playing this much Demons of Chaos and not a lot of other people are playing them. It's usually when I play a faction and I make them look good, people will play them. I can't make Demons of Chaos look that good. A few people have memed that they would play them, but I don't think they've actually played too many games. What's the win rate at right now? Still 54. I'm at 150 wins to 127 losses. That's 277. It's 150 over 150 over 277. I'm at a 54.1% win rate. So we actually still have a lot of winning to do before we can get to the next percentage. I need Turn to host another tournament. Those 5-rounders tend to help us out a lot. Alright. Pontim's Claw is the most loyal Dark Elf player ever. He's playing Dark Elves more than Danican is playing Dark Elves. Danican's kind of branched out, you know, he played a little bit of Grand Cathay. Played a little bit of Nurgle. Danican's doing the second phase of becoming a pro player, where you learn a bunch of different factions so you can win picks and bans. I think he's picking up a little bit of Bretonia. Pontim's Claw, though, loyal Dark Elf enjoyer. But will he suffer for it? We're seeing 9 units. So that means very likely it's going to be a kite build. I would be very surprised to see like a Blackguard box with Hydras. For some reason, though, I've been seeing a lot of people take War Hydras more often. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty sure they're hot garbage. So, yeah, it's definitely something that I question. Yeah, we won this in what, 2 minutes, 30 seconds? I think I had more Furies though. I can't rush nearly as hard without starting with Furies, but the Noxbringer is better versus more infantry style builds. So this is my default. He really is just okay. He loves the Charybdis too much, man. It's so slow. He does have some good anti-blob with Marathi. So he probably has a mana battery. Still going for Doomfire Warlocks too. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. We're definitely judging the build a little bit. The problem with Doomfire Warlocks is that they've consistently underperformed here. Okay, yeah, you get the Doom Bolt on my Lord here, but you're gonna get Paveined. Was that tiny smidge of damage worth the fact that you're gonna lose your Doomfire Warlocks now? I presume not. Absolute annihilation. Holy crap, that's 1,100 gold into the drain for one mini Doom Bolt. He just spent 1,100 gold on a Doom Bolt? Nah, man. I can just get Changebringers now. Oh my gosh. In the end, there's not much you can do. This is a terrible matchup for Dark Elves, so I guess it's fine. I would definitely cut the Doomfire Warlocks. The first person to stop taking them consistently after they got buffed was Danican. And that should have been a sign to everybody that they're kind of a bad idea. The power of darkness on his infantry is pretty crazy too. Kind of makes it easier for me to bully them. And now we got the Fiend. So I have no need to play aggressive here. If we play it nice and slow and get the Changebringers, then Roasted Toasty, the Charybdis, we're pretty good. Noxbringer's just gonna bully the Blackguard, and it's just gonna be a kite build more or less. Can you get dodge? Can we get the dodge? Woo! Aw. So close. I was hoping for it. I was hoping for it. Although that might have been a partial dodge. Seems like it didn't do as much damage as I'm used to. Can actually just Pavane Marathi. It will actually make her an easier target to snipe with my Changebringers. So we're absolutely gonna go for that. Gonna give her a right click. And there we go. Not as much damage as I would have hoped for actually on the Marathi. I'll rate it a could have been better out of 10. But we're gonna play this real careful. I want to make it to tiebreakers. So there's another Marathi volley. Just gonna keep bullying her. Getting a Lord snipe with these Changebringers is just such a solid play. She gets a partial dodge, but I believe she's gonna die soon. And then the Charybdis. Now I can start camping that bad boy. Now he's bringing in the Scourge Runner Chariots. A little too late, though. Can we knock Marathi back before she casts that? I think we did, actually. So I just got to kill the Charybdis now. Kill Marathi, and then we are sitting pretty comfortable and fine. Wow, he actually took a lot of spells, too, in this build. I'd say mildly questionable with the spells. It's nice having the utility, but then you have way less money, so I don't really know. Let's net the Charybdis. Dang it, it got its attack animation off. It should still be fine, though. We're getting to the point where everything's just kind of dying here. Definitely got to get that Marathi kill. But I think there's not a whole lot that can be done here. We'll see, though. It's kind of a sketchy fight, right? There are Blackguard who do very well in this kind of mosh pit. But look at the Charybdis, man. Charybdis just routes. I don't know. I guess obviously Marathi just died, though. I think Charybdis base leadership is slightly better, actually. It's 65. So Charybdis is similar leadership to Ogre Bulls. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Dark Elves are doomed here, though. I think there's almost nothing you can do. I think the most successful is probably the main tide. But even then, you're still going to get shot by the Noxbringer a ton. Some cool ideas, but none of them really did anything, right? So Charybdis failed. Doomfire Warlock failed. Even the Blackguard kind of failed. Marathi mana battery means that he only has 4 spears. It's doomed, man. It's doomed. Dark Elves, they just can't win this. It's like me when I play Empire. It just sucks. It feels bad. Because it is bad. That's Chaos Demons stealing the victory. Which puts us into tiebreakers. Huzzah! So let's see, what else have we got? So Adler's making it. Worst case scenario, I queue into Adler and then we die. Dumpster Fire Warlocks. Truly, man. I can't believe they got buffed so hard and they're still really bad. That value trading, yeah. Dark Elves also can't really beat Changebringers, can they? Do they have any anti-large fast movers? So technically Cold One Knights are anti-large, but they're anti-large armor piercing. Against non-armored targets with very high DPS, they are slightly cost inefficient, and they're also really slow, and demons are super fast. So outmaneuvering Cold One Knights and getting charges on them is super duper easy. Other than that, I guess they can have a Medusa. I've noticed the Medusa builds tend to do pretty well. Alright, I'll see you in a bit, Trizik. 3 Bolt Throwers, yeah. Dude, 3 Bolt Throwers. I guess if I'm not spamming Furies, it could potentially do okay. But the Noxbringer would actually dodge them. Would be very unfortunate. Holy. Jeez, my Changebringers got 2,768. Paid for themselves almost twice over. They weren't even done yet, man. They still had more. But okay, so we got some good matchups. We got some bad matchups. Let me check the Demons of Chaos win rate, actually. So right now... Right now, 277 games have been played. 151 over 277. Okay, yeah. So we're at a 54.5% win rate. So technically, if I win this tournament, Chaos Demons should be at a 55% win rate. But I need to win the tournament. which is a bit of an ask, especially when we have a strong Empire player romping around. But I think if I go a more standard build, we have a bit of a chance. Like, there's a bit of an Empire rush you can do with Bloodletters. You're still gonna get mulched by cavalry, but maybe there's some counter-charging options with, like, Fiends. You know what I was thinking? Fiends plus Hysterical Frenzy. I kind of want to try this combo. Because for 12 Winds of Magic, you can make your Fiends just unholy beasts for 56 seconds. And it makes sure that they win any melee fight that they take. The one thing they're lacking is melee attack, so. Maybe there's something there. Locus of Grace. It's a pretty funny physical resist boost. Pack it up and drop out right now. It would technically be a better idea than winning and losing a game. But we must commit. Yeah, on paper, Dark Elves having a large unit that's anti-large, that moves fast, but in practicality, honestly, they're almost as slow as Forsaken of Slaanesh. Would you say the Flamers did good this match? Or still didn't feel very useful? Oh no, Changebringers always feel good when you bring them in. Because you only bring them in when you have air superiority. Are the cheaper infantry that is cheaper than Bloodletters that can do similar under the Frenzy? I don't know what you mean by similar under the Frenzy, but Plague Bearers are okay. If I know they're taking just a bunch of infantry, I can push them back with Plague Bearers. They have so much HP and they're relatively cheap. So they can kind of just waddle onto the point and chill. But they can get kited. They're very weak to archer spam. Not exactly the be-all, end-all unit. And they also will take a while to actually get through Spearman Shield. Their melee attack just isn't high enough. But they are self-sufficient, so cavalry charges are just less effective against these guys. It's a bit of a toss-up. I think they would do okay. The big problem still is that I can't really kill cavalry. Unless I have like some sick Seeker of Slaanesh micro. Then maybe we do that and we just make a numbers game. So instead of going for the more elite Fiends, right? Take a bunch of Plague Bearers. Take a bunch of Bloodletters. And then you just go for a bunch of Seekers in reserve. And that mobility can hopefully push back the Empire before they just kite you into oblivion. I can kind of see it. Just like a big old Bloodletter Plague Bearer ball. Because they're gonna need to use cavalry to ward these guys off, right? You got some Pavane action. Hard maybe on this one. I'll give it a hard maybe, but it kind of looks cool. Pray Empire loses in the semis. It's a good strat. A little inconsistent though. Who else is making it? So let's look at the people who are making it to tiebreakers. You have myself, Adler, Risotto. They actually have, dang, 3 wins. We got some Pontim's Claw. Pontim's has... No, they have too many points. So they should actually be 1 fewer. No, it is good. Okay, never mind. They lost versus me, so we actually knocked them out of tiebreakers. You have Daceberg, who's close. If Daceberg beats Adler, then Daceberg makes it. But there's a good chance Adler wins there. A Blood Bowl. We need Total War Blood Bowl. I guess this is technically already Total War Blood Bowl, but like, I don't know. Make it where it's just single entity spam. It's like, it's Blood Bowl, it's real time though, right? You can still use the Total War engine. They attack each other in Blood Bowl, it makes sense. It's just instead of dying, you just stun them, right? With a chance of dying. Honestly, just give them all 1 HP. Contact effect on melee hits is a speed reduction. And everyone has really high melee defense. But there's a slim chance that when you land an attack, they just die. Just like Blood Bowl.
What would you say is an underrated sandwich, and what is your favorite sandwich?
Favorite sandwich? My favorite sandwich is Vietnamese subs. An underrated sandwich is microwave cheese sandwich. I think it's underrated because you basically get a grilled cheese sandwich, but it's way easier to make and less of a mess. You just put cheese on toast. Or not even. The way I do it is I toast the bread. I put the cheese on a plate in a microwave, and then I like scoop it up with the bread, put the other bread on. It's like a janky grilled cheese, but like it's the same thing basically. What's a Vietnamese sub? It's imagine a baguette. Imagine the French colonized Vietnam, and then instead of putting in your traditional food in a baguette, you put like a bunch of like Vietnamese like salami slices. It's called ja. Some carrot bits, some herbs. It's great. You can Google it. It's very nice. Yes, microwave cheese sandwich is the route to the intensity physique. Oh boy, yeah. Definitely a struggle meal. You're a monster, microwave sandwich? What kind of... what horrors have you been through? Horrors have you been through to do something like that? I'm not a big foodie guy. I like it when it's just easy. Yeah, we'll talk about banh mi. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Do you have a Vietnamese background? Yeah, so my parents are from Vietnam. And I believe my great-grandparent came from... my great-grandparent on my mom's side fled China. So I'm a mix of Vietnamese and Chinese. I've always thought it was very funny, though. My whole family history is fleeing the country that they're in. I'm ready for my time, you know? Soon enough, my time will come too, and we can continue the family tradition. But yeah, at home we speak Chinese, and my parents speak Vietnamese to each other. It's really weird. They never taught me Vietnamese, and I never bothered learning it, so I just don't know my native language, but whatever. Have you tried eating uncooked noodles? I honestly, I like just cooking them. Too dry, you know. Where next? You know, I feel like maybe one of the Nordic countries. They seem hype. I need a place that'll really take care of me when I'm old and shriveled. That would be solid. Somewhere where my children don't have to pay so much money for school, you know? One of those idealistic countries. Because, like, honestly, Canada's only a slightly better America. And we make a lot less money. Like, a lot of Canadians, you know, generally what you do is you study in Canada so you can get a job in America and make bank. Like, nurses will make more money in America. Doctors will make more money there. Computer scientists will make more money there. The only upside is that it's not America, but it's still close enough. Our transit system sucks. The TTC, that's the subway in Toronto, has like 4 lines. And it doesn't go anywhere. There's places in the world where you can take a train to like the middle of nowhere that connects cities. Our transit system barely connects Toronto to Toronto. It's terrible. So if I had to move, definitely somewhere else. But right now I have too much family here, you know? I'm kind of stuck. America barely has a transit system. You know, I remember seeing a video about it, and they mentioned how it's weird because America was kind of built on trains, right? You think they would have stuck around, but then car culture kind of made its big debut. All right, so Bilbo, Baggins, and Martin are facing off. The winner will have 3 wins. Gonna break the generational curse. If I can live out my entire life here in Canada, that's a pretty good sign for my lineage. You know, it shows we're on the up and up. No, sometimes I do think about what my ancestors would think about me doing YouTube. To call them traditional was a bit of an understatement. It's pretty funny though. It's so extreme that each new generation is breaking the curse, but they're breaking like different curses, right? So like my grandmother, her book straight up got burned. Yeah, she made her mom upset, tossed her books into a fire. She couldn't go to school anymore. And then she was just uneducated. Like straight up, it just ruined her education. So the generation after that, she broke the curse a little bit, right? Still very strict with, you know, with the next generation. And then, you know, and then we have like helicopter parents, which is better than my grandparents. But my parents were helicopter parents, and that kind of traumatized me and my sister. But now, right, one more step. It's one step at a time, right? The next generation can deal with some other issue that I have not even thought of yet, you know? It'll be perfect. True utopia shall be achieved. All right, tiebreakers. Tiebreakers. Left is top bracket. At Adler versus at Renataki. At Martin versus at Meat Not Included. Wait, Meat Not Included should be shouldn't they be thingamabob? Did they actually get 3 wins? Meat Not Included. Oh no, they earned it. Dang. Versus Meat Not Included at Daceberg versus at Riz Otto. At Anticity. Oh wait. Oh, no one got 4 wins. Dang, all right. I'll cast the last one. Sure. Lobby code, please. All right, let's see this. Yo, I'm actually kind of terrified. I'm kind of terrified about, like, you know, what the next generation is going to deal with, right? Because I think Like, you know, I think like the whole helicopter parent thing, right? A lot of my friends, they kind of had to deal with that. So like that's the thing that they were working on. But like, what's the next thing? And don't give me like the lazy answer like, oh, it's technology or phones or whatever, okay? That's a total cop-out. They said the same thing about radios, books, movies, going to the theater if you were Greek. All right. People have been complaining about that since forever, so. Let's see your spec slot, please. I mean, like, what trauma, you know? What are the things that, like, the kids of the next generation will be talking with their friends about and being like, man, you know, my parent definitely could have been a better ex. Actually, wait, many of you guys probably have kids, don't you? Age range, right? Many of you guys are probably starting to have kids or thinking about it. At least you're at the age. If you're not, totally fine, all right? I'm not here to judge. But yeah, what is it? What's the thing that parents will fail for the children? And Tessie will force his kids to play with Uncle for Uncle? I would never. Maybe it's like pursuing their dreams, you know? Maybe they won't be good enough at that. Let's look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Okay, actually, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Hierarchy of needs. So in the hierarchy of needs, right? So physiological needs, air, water, food, shelter, sleep. That's like 3 generations ago, all right? My family had to like flee and they did not have any of that stability. So that was pretty rough. They solved that by moving to another country and securing the safety needs, personal security, employment, resources, health, property, right? So that's like my grandparents. And then my parents, right? They get the love and belonging, right? So they solved friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection, right? Okay, maybe, well, not the intimacy part, but friendship, family, sense of connection, right? Felt like we were loved, but a little bit too much helicoptering, right? They did not give any esteem, respect, self-esteem. No, right? Respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, and freedom. Definitely not, right? So that's what we're gonna solve. That's what the generation of today is doing. But there's still one last thing on this pyramid, and that's self-actualization. Desire to become the most that one can be. Now, yeah, I don't know how to help with that, right? If my 5-year-old kiddo comes to me and he's like, Dad, I want to become the most that I can be, I'd be like, bro, I don't know what to do about this, all right? We can Google it. We can try some hobbies, maybe, I guess. You like doing YouTube? I know how to do YouTube. That's about it, though. So, yeah, I think that's going to be my great failure. I'm ready for it. We could focus on it, though. Okay, how do you self-actualize? How do you self-actualize a kiddo, man? What are you supposed to do? What do you do about that? My parents... Oh my gosh, dude. My parents, man. Dude, the esteem part, oh my gosh. Man, they're loving, they're caring, they'll take care of me, they'll make sure I'm financially stable, they're great. My esteem? Whoo! Spicy situation there, man. I'm just happy I was born a guy, all right? I'm just saying, they don't hold back. Oh my gosh. But yeah, self-actualization. I guess, like, you know, okay, in my head, right? Me doing YouTube, that's kind of my self-actualization, you know? How many kids do I have? If you count Jimmy's technically, you know, He's he's one of my own. We adopted Jimmy long ago from my local Costco. But he already solved self-actualization on his own. Look how content he is. Look at that smile. So we don't gotta worry about him. Oh geez, my YouTube chat. You're my children? Ain't no way. Y'all are older than me, alright? We already did the numbers. Yo, I'm gonna be breaching older than 30 soon, man. My back's giving out. I'm feeling the age hit, man. I'm feeling old. Meanwhile, I have friends that are 10 years older than me. I love complaining about being old around them. just for the BM. Just for the BM, alright? Because, like, you know, I'm almost 30. I'm ancient. He's like, bro, I'm almost 40. You're not allowed to say that around me. It's great. It's hilarious. Honestly, 51's pretty young. I think my dad is getting into his 60s now, and he's still pretty spry, man. Dude, my dad's stronger than me at 60. I really got to put on more weight and exercise. Like, he's got the knee pain. He's got so much. But when we got to move a TV from upstairs to downstairs, he's like, no. No, you're not bringing that TV. And then he just hauls it. Like, just an old box TV. I'm there to help as much as I can. But he's like, no, if you try to help, it's going to make it more dangerous. I'm like, okay. All right. I'll try to do more pull-ups. Seriously, though. When I moved out, I left like a rock climbing hold thing in the basement. He's just doing pull-ups. He's just doing pull-ups now. He's over 60. Crazy, man. Built different. Oh boy. But anyways, we'll be ripped by the end of the year. I'm gaining 1 pound a month. That's pretty fast, right? That's pretty fast. I think 1 pound a month is a good. By the time I'm 50, I will be a normal weight. Jeez, by the time I'm 50, if I gain, well, actually no, I would be quite a bit by the time I'm 50 at 1 pound. That's 12 pounds a year, right? So honestly, it's not the worst. Anyways, Warhammer. Oh my gosh, yeah, RTS is a boomer genre now. Oh god. Anyways, what do we got? A Daysburg. He bought some wolf riders.
We have a victory
Got some
point.
orc boy
Keep it from the
spears.
foe.
We got a night goblin war boss. Some rampaging. Some gaze of Mork. A foot of Gork. Holy, we got a foot of Gork. I haven't seen this spell in ages. It's been 50 years. At 50, you will be the same what you are now. Yeah, I think it's you hit a certain age and then you become ancient, right? There's a tipping point. Well, one of the gears in your body just falls out and then you start deteriorating. At least that's how I see it. Although my aunt, she's a vegetarian mostly, very healthy, still walks, older than my dad. Very healthy. Cholesterol, beautiful, right? Like, it's crazy. So I guess, you know, if I just live a healthy lifestyle, I'm sure streaming totally does that, then I'll be good. Anyways, that was a pretty good Hawks of Miska. We have a games cast. Hawks of Miska, lots of deeps, right? Routes off the goblins, but they will rally and probably get most of their value back. Though routing them off is certainly nice. Not a lot of damage on the Kislevites warriors and a bit of a flank. So we're seeing some Night Goblin Fanatics. Dude, this is a fun greenskin build. Fanatics to flank. Are they going to use it on the cavalry? It's very high micro. So we'll see if it actually... oh yeah, stay flexy. I've seen that guy. I've seen that guy. I can barely touch my toes. I gotta do more stretches. I gotta do more everything. But what is this? Orc warboy big guns. So we're seeing a little bit of a cavalry overwhelm over here. With the help of the Fanatics, he can win this. Will they be chalked? Oh, pretty good Fanatic chalk. It's like a quarter HP gone on the Winged Lancers. Massive counter charge with the Wolf Riders and the Boar Boy big guns. But archers are repositioning. Main army for the Greenskins, pretty idle, right?
Woeful tidings.
Pretty idle.
The enemy has captured one of your victory points. Take it back.
So they're moving in now. Kislev going for the shots. Oh, jeez. More adminning. You need is in announcement's tourney. All right. Alrighty. Anyways, back to the match. Back to the match. Adminning, man. Adminning. I think I didn't see the messages though. I was too busy yapping. How's the fight going? So what? We got some Winged Lancers. Greenskins have pushed in. At least we caught most of the action, thank goodness. How tall are you? I think 5'7". I believe 5'7". Winged Lancers. Cavalry fight's going pretty bad for Kislev. Infantry fight's going really well though. They got Zargard. Look at that. Some vanilla Zargard. We got some Kislevite warriors. Some dervishes running down the archers. I think if Kislev stabilizes the left flank, this is looking pretty bad for the Greenskins. Fighting generally on their half of the map too, but look at that. Winged Lance is getting butchered by the big guns. Halberds need to pull in. But Kislev cavalry don't rout very easily. So they continue the grind. Skirmishers can't really do too much. But look at this. Another cav unit. Broken Tusk Mob. A pretty brutal charge on the dervishes. Non-zero chance of the Greenskins clean up with cavalry here. Are regular squigs large? They are indeed. I'm a little worried now. A lot of the Greenskin forces are rallying too. Pump wagons have arrived. Value trading slightly down for Kislev. Not exactly where they want to be. Ah, okay, but good archer volley here. So Griffin Legion have arrived now. And we're probably going to see a break of the big guns. If he kills this war boss too that's on his mount, that would be insane. But with the cavalry nearby, he's probably going to get saved by that, right? Middle line is getting torn apart though. Kislev was doing pretty good on the infantry fight. But a little bit of an overextension, I think. Getting them a little picked apart. Value trading is still pretty close though. And they do have a double cat. I think I think it's still anyone's game actually. Still anyone's game. It really comes down to these cavalry units. Because cavalry is super good at mopping up infantry. Are these spear cossars? Okay. A couple spear cossars. Actually, they're all spear cossars. Okay. So maybe the Greenskin cavalry is not that bad. So even though Kislev have a weaker cavalry advantage, they could potentially still be okay just by shooting them up, right? If these archers never get shut down, they're going to do really well. Got some Watchmen of the Night here too. Slowing anti-infantry. Infantry. Then don't do too well versus cavalry, but they're going to be a pretty solid roadblock. And here we go. Greenskins are going to try and make a big play. So Squigs are moving on in. Diving straight towards the Kossar Spears. Ice Witch of Tempest here is here for leadership. It seems like they're not really getting in there. Pump wagons charge the spears. Ooh, but that return damage. Charge reflection doubles the damage against units with charge bonus. So once those spears got their hits in, just annihilation of the pump wagons. Right before the wall too. Although it doesn't buff their leadership. Regardless, that's pretty rough. Some more Kossar spears on the flank too, really hunkering down. With the help of the halberds, they'll probably win. Good brace against the cav too. Squigs, can they get anything here? It's just an endless tide of spears, man. It's just endless. We have a Squighard. Again, decent damage. Mobility's still good against infantry. Just not nearly as effective. And a rear charge finally on some Cossars is going to help. Miska's going to rout off the archers though. And we're going to see if these units get peeled for. It looks like the Cossars on the left side barely stood their ground. Big charge on the Night Goblin War Boss, but here we go, the spell we've all been waiting for. Kaboom, baby! Half HP gone on the Cossar Spears. Unfortunately, their Unbreakable does trigger. So they will be able to continue to shoot. Lord Snipe coming on into. Squigs do get routed, by the way, by the Cossars. Anti-infantry versus anti-large. Anti-large wins. Because you just have more HP. Getting a little sus for the Greenskins. Value trading is actually caught up. And we are seeing their Lord run. He may rally though. And that could give Greenskins a little bit of a pick-me-up. But I think it's going to be sus. Especially if we see an escort here. Will he be chased off? Cavalry look like they want to chase him. On the far side, Poke and Tusk Mob really not doing well against all the halberds. Seemingly pretty bad, actually. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. We'll see. I don't know if I'm 5'7" or 5'11". I'm pretty sure I'm not 5'11". I'm not that close to 6 feet. Definitely not. Am I 5'9"? Am I 5'9"? I don't know. Let me check my... Are people gonna steal my info, though? Let me check my driver's license. Anyways, we do see a route here. Ooh, a little bit of a hailstorm, too. Takes out the cavalry. Lord is dead at the worst of times with Greenskins. And now we're starting to see a little bit of an advantage in terms of mobility. But potentially a Lord Snipe here. Big Guns have the surround. Ice Witch of Tempest. Not looking too good. And she just cast Hailstorm, so it's not a bait for Hailstorm. Oh my god, and the buff too. He really wants her dead. Fists of Gork. Taking her to Pound Town. She's not moving the right direction away. Kind of stuck on this one boar boy. Gets stabbed. Oh, she has an escape route too. But you have to move this way. You have to move away from the units that are blocking your path. She barely manages to escape nonetheless though. Gets a hailstorm. But a little bit of an emergency hailstorm completely whiffs to the big guns. And they get some pretty nice damage on the winged lancers. But her surviving is definitely going to be a big plus. Pump wagons are back though. Cavalry, don't stop them. So the damage to the infantry is pretty rough. Pretty close game, but definitely in the favor of the Kislevites now. We may see a Greenskin Lord resummon though. Interesting. Oh my gosh, a gaze of more.
That would give you a wet will. Also,
what's a
there
wet
needs
will?
to be a spell tongue.
What's a wet will? Never heard of it. But let's see. Are we gonna see a Lord resummon? He's saving up money. He also has Rugloods. He has some Rugloods on the field. They have pretty good melee stats. So they actually do manage to rout off the Zargard. They got armor. They got shields. They're like a crossbow. They're like a dwarven crossbow unit. Except on the Greenskins. And even more fighty. Terrifying unit to go up against. Wet Willy, that's what you mean? Maybe Wet Willy. He just called it a Wet Will, though. Thank you very much for the Danish kroner, however. But yeah, anyways. I think Mork. I think Mork would be... I don't know. I think both of them would. For different reasons. I think slightly more likely to be Mork, though. But definitely both. Anyways, Pump Wagon's getting hounded down. Kislev late game's pretty strong. It's usually pretty hard to uptrade into Kislev Cavalry on a 1-to-1. Big Guns, though, have armor, so they will trade into the Dervishes. But they're expensive, right? And they still have halberds to contend with. And quite a few of them at that. Lord is routing, though. But honestly, Kislev suffers from the Lord loss penalty the least out of almost all factions. So it ain't the end of the world if they rout. Greenskin Lord's back. But can he capture the points? So Greenskins have about a minute and a half to take these 2 points. And that's really not a lot of time, is it? Yeah, that's really not a lot of time. They're gonna need a whole minute to throw off an entire Kislevite warrior. They have almost no money left. Capture weight is not nearly high enough. I'm a little sussed out. Does rampage the Winged Lancer though. Gets a solid catch. He's up trading, but just a little too late, I think. Gets in the Moon Howlers. Oh my gosh, look at that. Even a Fanatic shot. Gonna friendly fire himself a little bit. Oh, but barely misses. At least the brunt of the damage. A little sus. A little sus. Trading wise, Greenskins is definitely pulling back, but look at this. Wolf Riders. Honestly, it's cool to see people running Wolf Riders more often now. I just don't know if they actually do much. Apparently they have though. And he does shatter the Lord. Ice Witch of Tempest is dead. For a beaten up Wolf Rider, that's definitely worth, but she's gonna be off the map by the time Kislev wins anyways, right? There's no way he's capturing the home point of the Kislevites. And Greenskins are basically tabled. Looks like Greenskins are gonna be falling this day. Risotto, sick name by the way, gonna be taking the dub. Early game was a little sus though. Definitely looked like Greenskins were starting to collapse in, but just a few archers surviving seemed like they kind of clutched it. And as the Winged Lancers die, the Kislevites hold, and that's gonna be game. Well played, GG. It was a fun one. Which now moves us onwards to the next one. The top 4. So yeah, he did okay. Killing off that Lord is pretty sick though. Ice Witch didn't get that much value in the end, but a decent amount. Just fairly cheap. How much did these Kossars get though? Holy value. Yeah. For 500 gold a pop, Kossars getting 900 value. Even above 700 is amazing for them. I don't think they got resummoned either. Halberds did okay. They held the line. Same with these guys. And yeah, the skirmishers really couldn't get a lot of value. Build difference. This build is quite skirmisher resistant. That definitely worked out well in their favor. Oh, there's a Frostworm in reserve. Interesting. And then, yeah, I'm actually surprised we didn't see a little bit of terror causing for the Greenskins. But I guess he needed the cavalry. How'd the pump wagons do? Pretty good. Yeah, and you see these boar big guns? Very value. But just a little too expensive, and they can't really kill this many spears. So GG. We have 15 squats to do. So let's go ahead and do that, and then get into the top 4. So he just beat Daceberg. So that means he's actually facing me. It's Risotto versus me. So they made it into the semifinals. Can they defeat Demons of Chaos though? Can it be done? Honestly, Kislev's kind of sus. For yeah. I don't fancy fighting. Don't really want to fight Kislev, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. Last time I lost against them, when they were going for a bunch of cavalry in the late game. I do think I have a pretty good build though for them. So we'll see. We'll see. First things first, so I gotta set this up. And then we're good. Empire better not win semis or I'm doomed. Yeah. I think everything hinges on that. All right. So let's take a look at the maps. All righty. You ban first. Okay, yeah. So I have a Kislev build. I have a Demons of Chaos versus Kislev build. It's okay. It's nothing too crazy. Bands of Ragnarok Lair. Let's play. Do I want to play Dust Bowl or Imperial Road? Let's play Dust Bowl. Sure, why not? Why not? Oh boy. Oh yes, squats. I gotta be ripped. Gotta be ripped like Papa Ent. Ooh, 1, 2. Gotta get the blood flowing. Alright, that's 5. It's a third of the way there. We're on Dust Bowl. Let's just do it. So Adler and Martin are facing off. Either that or Renataki or Meat Not Included. They're facing off one way or the other. Oh boy, here we go. Squats for the squat. Oh god. 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1. Gotta do it slower. You can do it before it finishes loading. Oh, jeez. All right, here we go. It gets easier every time. If you want to be ripped, squat with me. Squat with me. So looks like Adler won the first match, so it's either Martin or Meat Not Included. Alright, so this is my pretty standard build against Kislev. It's a big rush. There's nothing too crazy about it. We bought a very similar build before, where basically I use Inch's Firestorm and Gaze of Fate to kill everything expensive. And then I got a bunch of anti-cav stuff. That's it. Yeah, only 2 units. The thing about this game is that the units are really unbalanced. So when you figure out which units are the good units, you just want to take the good units as much as possible, right? There's only a few times where you want tools for the situation at hand. So we got some horse archers, which the blues can deal with. We got a foot lord, some armored Kossars. So Bloodletter should do pretty well versus all of this. Kossar spears, okay. Yeah, Bloodletter should do pretty well against all of this. And the skirmishers is a good sign for me, because it means that, well, they're probably not getting anything done, right? I got a big old chunky line of guys here. They're very bad versus blues. And armored Kossars. How do I want to deal with these guys? They're just expensive enough to be worth casting Tzeentch's Firestorm on. So I'm gonna do just that. And hopefully get them killed.
We have a victory point.
They're expensive, man. They don't really want to, yeah. They don't really want to eat a Tzeentch's Firestorm. We're just getting some nice early skirmishing going on. And we're going to do this. Get a little bit of a pink fire going on. His mobility is actually kind of killing my blues here, but We got a lot of damage on the Cossars, and now we move in with the Bloodletters. And then if I do this well, I should be able to get into a late game where it's just a bunch of cavalry. If we can get into a big cav fight late game, and his infantry's mostly dead, then it'll just come down to micro. That's about as comfortable as I can make it for myself. You can see how good the Bloodletters are. He's hard focusing my Lord. So we're just gonna deny that with a little bit of micro. Just dodge it up, you know? Wait for the overcast. Get a... Here we go. Get a pretty good pink fire. Very nice. And so far we're not seeing too much cavalry. I guess that's a pretty good sign. Bloodletters are really good here, by the way, because they win basically all the fights that they decide to take. And just like that, we're gonna net them. Ooh, kind of a bad net. Oh, those are just dervishes. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. All right. Look at that. The blues are doing great now. We're gonna get a little bit of a buff here, or these winged lancers. Okay, so this is the part where I'm hoping that the Seekers clutch it out. Last I checked, the Seekers don't clutch it out that well, but if I have an infantry advantage, they should be able to. At least that's the hope. Battle's still kind of close. It ain't the most comfortable thing. Ooh, it's a nasty Hawks of Miska. Can we kill these guys? Can we kill winged lancers? Can we kill winged lancers? It's still awfully close. He did kill off my fiends, which overextended. But now I finally have some Seekers. Okay. So the idea here is that the Seekers have to survive. They gotta live. And he has a stupendous amount of cavalry. So that's gonna make it a lot harder for me than it needs to be. But if they can charge into these winged lancers, then mayhaps we can take him out. He's gonna get a bit of counter charge. But look at that. See, the Bloodletters are really buying a lot of space for me. So like the hope is the Bloodletters set up for my secret charges. They did pretty good versus the winged lancers, actually. I'll take that. And most of his infantry is dead. So it's just a mobility game, but I have an advantage in terms of infantry. So as long as we make use of that, I'll be okay. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of summons right now. We're gonna need to get some fiends in. Rip, there goes my cavalry. That ain't very good. Yeah, I don't like the cav. The cavalry's pretty painful. I have Furies. Guess I have some Furies. Lodor over here is gonna have to run away from a few units. He'll live though. We have Furies at the ready. Thank goodness. All right, and we're just gonna keep spamming, keep flooding the battlefield with mobility and just take good mobility fights. This Fury surround does me a lot of favors. This ain't the prettiest situation though. I've had better. Looks like he just has dervishes though and just a bunch of infantry. So I should be relatively okay. Dervishes lose to this charge, so I don't have to worry about that. And I have a safety net. I have literally a safety net. One more net in case I really need to. So you can see how devastating those Furies are. Call the cops, but not for me. We got fiends coming in soon. That's good. My lord is still alive. Against all odds, he lives. We're just gonna get a little bit of a pink fire to finish off the archers. The passive already triggered, so I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, this is the big difference between now and last time I played against Kislev. I have a lot more mobility options to actually support my poor infantry here. Last time I ran out of mobility and then it was terrible, even though the Bloodletters technically won. But But yeah, we're just setting up for the good charges. We're just setting up for it. Those are winged lancers. I see. Do I chuck this down now? Or do I just go for the Fury Surround? I think I just go for the Fury Surround. It should be relatively easy to kill, right? Couple halberds in here, but that ain't a big issue. Oh crap, that's a Miska. Flee! Flee, you darn Furies, run! Yeah, I should just kill his lord. I should just kill his lord. That Miska's terrifying.
One of your units has been destroyed.
Oh my gosh, that Miska's actually so terrifying. Jeez. Alright, let's get in there. Get that Lord Snipe. He actually summoned in more Kossar spears, which is good for me. As long as I don't let my Lord get sniped by them. We're sitting fairly comfortable. He does have a double cap, though. He does actually have a double cap. Alright. Finally, some fiends are on the battlefield. Okay. Demon Prince is alive. The Furies are doing okay. Just okay. Could be a little bit better. But I still have some bloodletters at my disposal. What are these guys doing? They're trying to snipe my lord. That's okay. We'll just dodge. Do some of that. Keep the dodging going. Get the lord snipe. And then I think we'll be okay. Jeez, Kislev late game, though, is so brutal. I think I have enough cavalry where it's okay. Where we ain't gonna die. But, yeah, it's rough. Woo! Alright. So that's the net. That's the big play. He summoned a very elite Griffin Legion. And they're about to get dumpstered by my boys here. Gotta really make sure my lord doesn't die. But that AoE is probably gonna settle it. More or less, anyways. Griffin Legion took a lot of damage there. Can I get the point capped at least? I'd love to get the point captured at some point. Let's just kill them. Let's just get them off the battlefield. What a scrap, though. There's like nothing left on both sides. It's like actually nothing left. Okay, it's just a dervish. Fiends, dumpster dervishes. The fiends will cook. His lord's almost dead and mine is barely clinging on. Dang, man, dude. This was a spicy game. Dude, those dervishes are gonna cook me alive. Both sides have like nothing left. Okay, his lord's gonna die though. He has one dervish left and that's it. There we go. Okay, lord's dead. If I capture this point, we win. God, what a terrifying matchup. Another dervish has arrived. All right. Lord loss penalty is a little bit too much for him to deal with, all right. Oh no, are we gonna see a disconnect? Hold, internet, hold. All right, here we go, Fury. He's one absolute scrap though. All right. All right, I just gotta route off a couple dervishes. Thankfully for me, the fiends are really strong. So even though it looks like we have the same number of units, we're still doing okay. And the Furies mean that anything elite that he summons is gonna die. Woo! Oh my gosh. This is terrifying though. Gets in some horse archers. Is he gonna try to lord snipe here? Gotta be a little careful about that. I do still have one bloodletter to tank charges and such. And we have our two fiends here. I'm just gonna pull away. You don't have to worry about horse archers very much. They just can't really get their value back in time. Whew. All right. We got 2 points. Oh my gosh, though. What a scrap, bro. I almost didn't have enough to actually secure the point. That's how close this was. Do I get a blue horror? I think I need more mobility. Like, I think I gotta go for that ranged mobility. He brings his lord back. Pretty spooky. But unfortunately, he gets his cavalry caught by the Furies. And I have enough now where Seekers should be able to do well too. There you go. Goodbye, cavalry. The Lord, he lives. tooth and nail matches today. I know, right? Some very sketchy matches today. This and the Cathay match were absurd. Another Hawks of the Misk. We're gonna dodge that. Thankfully, Furies are fast enough to escape out of there. He doesn't have a Lord Snipe spell, right? Okay, yeah, just Miska, just Miska. That's reasonable. The Seekers have arrived. We have a triple cap. So realistically, all I have to do is trade roughly evenly for the rest of the game and we're fine. He just has infantry. I kind of needed to perfectly micro my cav there though, because if he won those cav fights, I would have been so screwed. It would have been so over times a million. I'm not even gonna fight those guys. He's gonna summon cav and counter punch, and I'm not about that life. Also getting the Zinch's Firestorm on his cav, the Griffin Legion, saved my butt. If he has infantry, I'll summon Bloodletters. Another Horse Archer, but the trading's a little too slow now. I think it's just gonna be a little too slow. I can even give the point if I really want to. Let's not throw the game, right? Yeah, there we go. Some dervishes on the flank. So he's not gonna capture that one. Given that he just summoned, he probably doesn't have a lot of cash. We can maybe make a play on these Kossars now that they're far away from the summon point. I think that's what I want to do. Just make a sick play on the Kossars. Some dervishes here. Gets a surround on the dervishes, but it's not going to help him very much because counter surrounds are a thing. And if we just keep thinning the tide of cavalry, we're good. As long as he doesn't summon anything here that just obliterates me, we're pretty comfortable. What is that? Another dervish. Okay, thank goodness. Came from the vanguard point. Oh, dang, that's a nasty miscut. But Fiends should be able to cook here. Fiends away! They do badly into everything else, but dervishes, they can fight. Dervishes don't really have the deeps to bully Fiends. So that should be pretty comfy. Kossar spears are actually injuring my Lord's shields. I swear, you better not die. It's only 100 damage, but still. Alright, and we can use our Bloodletters to tank a charge. That's kind of what we have to do, otherwise our cavalry just don't really win the fights. So there we go, we beat up the dervishes. We got another fiend. The third fiend means that we're basically set. Oh. Dude, if I didn't dodge my Lord as well though, and he died, we would have been so screwed. I absolutely needed my Lord to live. Because the demon crumbling is so painful, man. It's stupendously painful, and we can't afford to let him die. Yeah, Lord alive. That's how you know we're tryharding. Oh, man. All right. Second Lord Snipe. He's got nothing else. We did it. We beat Kislev. That felt like a terrible matchup. But we did it. Unending glory. Thank goodness. That was Chaos Demons versus Kislev. Yeah, that feels like a terrible matchup. We had to scrap it back so hard. The Bloodletters help a lot, though. Woo! What's better? Dwarven rune magic or normal magic? Normal magic, man. Are you kidding me?
What is better, dwarven run magic or normal magic, and why?
GG.
And if you're dwarfs, should you always try and have run magic?
Redeem the stretch, thank you. Yeah, rune magic is bad because it takes 90 seconds to cast, and the spells, if you treat the rune magic like spells, they're about as strong as like 5 winds of magic spells. So if a battle lasts 10 minutes, your rune magic will net you. It'll net you like what? Like 35, 40 winds of magic worth of casting? That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. You need the game to last longer than 20 minutes for you to get more value than your average Winds of Magic pool at 80. So, yeah. I think, yeah, I think there's a little bit of an issue there. And you also can't spam it like other Magic. So other Magic, you can build up your Winds of Magic pool and then dump it all in at the same time. Rune Magic. Not as good. Yo, yo. Oh, I'm up against Cathay. He beat Adler. He beat Adler. Let's go. We have a chance. The Empire is gone. The only thing that remains is Grand Cathay. Hell to the yeah. All right. All right, here we go. Can we beat Grand Cathay? Up against Martin. Oh boy. That's true, it's true. The double rune slow on my Demon Prince is pretty funny. That's a minus 100% slow. You can't even land fast enough to dodge bullets, but that was more of a misplay on my end. And we still won that match, by the way. Because it turns out taking two... Okay, look at this. Look how expensive these guys are, okay? It's absurd. It took 2 runesmiths, right? So even with no abilities, 450 base cost, and Rune of Slowness is 150. You have to make a 1,200 gold play with the slow for it to be worth. And you still need the support of other units, right? It's not like they just delete it on their own. They're kind of squishy. I don't know, man. Band to Edge of the Dark Woods. Are we playing on Proving Grounds then? Well, Proving Grounds is a good one. Let's play... Or I can play Dunes of Cain. I think Proving Grounds is better. The Chaos Demons. Alright, here we go. Hey, let's beat Grand Cathay. Alright. There it goes. Ambulance spawn point. Let's see here. So the biggest issue always is the fact that Longma Riders are butts, man. Longma Riders suck to face. Regularly scheduled ambulance has arrived, yeah. So here's the issue. Longma Riders can kind of tussle with the fiends, and that's really bad. So either I gotta ground them or force them to land on something else. Either that or I just have some sick magic. Okay, you know what? Maybe there's some sick magic shenanigans. I could see like a Malkoth spam could do something. So like, what if I run Malkoths and then we just spam that on the Longmas? I still have Seductive Glory, that's pretty good. And then for the range units, I can use Pit of Shades if I have to. Oh boy, what am I supposed to do? But yeah, I can kind of do Spellkite. The reasoning behind it is that Grand Cathay can't really do Spellkite. They don't really have the tools for the job. So if I kind of prolong the early game, we can get a little bit of work done there. How kitey do I want to be? Are we gonna take a Noxbringer? Maybe we take a Noxy. Yeah, no Empire. Oh yeah, I gotta finish my stretch. Thank you. Whew. All right, there we go. Ooh, that's a good one. All right. This challenge is going faster than expected. Only 2% more to go. Still took a long time, man. Still took at least 2 weeks. I've been grinding like non-stop. This is like the only thing I'm doing. Happy to have you in chat though, Maxi. Alright, so how do you bully Grand Cathay? Grandest Cathay. What am I supposed to do? Alright, so we know Slanesh Furies are all right here. They can kill Longmas, but they don't really kill Crowmen. For Crowmen, we want Corn Furies. It's kind of awkward that we don't have a multi-purpose Fury. Demons of Chaos should have a Rainbow Fury that just has Frenzy, Devastating Flanker, extra HP, and shields. I think that would be balanced. I'd say that pretty balanced. Are we going to, do I want a lot of infantry? The problem is my infantry is going to get recharged. And Bloodletters just don't stand up versus Longmas. We learned that the hard way. Uncle for uncle? Yes. I can kind of do something like this. Blues and pinks sadly just don't really have the deeps for Grand Cathay. Kind of like the idea of this. I kind of like the idea of having a little bit of that. Frontline fight though, I think okay, yeah, it's a janky build, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that's not very pretty about this. In fact, there's a lot that's quite ugly about this build, but I think it ain't the worst. And you know what? Plague Toads were not the worst. They don't do that great versus spears, but they kind of do okay versus the cavalry, which is everything I could want. I guess technically Jade Lancers trade up into them though. Is there anything I can do to survive a Crowmen charge? I can just have so many units that it doesn't matter. So anything I can do to survive a Crowmen charge? It doesn't look like it. I think Crowmen charges are just gonna, it's just gonna suck. I think it's just gonna suck. That's not a great solution. It's not even a solution, but I really can't think of what else I'm supposed to do here. At the very least, Cathay's really bad at capturing points. And there is certainly a lot of space that they have to control here. So we're gonna go with this build. Fingies crossed. It doesn't suck. Proving Grounds is a fairly good map for us. Lots of trees to make shooting difficult. But he will likely have a good choke point that he can defend around. What's the problem with bringing a flamethrower? If he has any range, it's over. Maybe in reserve though. You have a little bit of, you know, he doesn't take enough ranged. And then somehow, some way, victory. Thank goodness I'm not facing Empire. Empire would have been butts. But Cathay don't got no war wagons. Great Unclean One. Spam. Dude, if Great Unclean One spam could even beat Corn, maybe I'd respect them a little bit. They can't even beat Corn and Slanesh. All it takes is 4 horsemen. A bunch of guys riding some ponies. And they're hard countered. Yo, you think he's gonna bring the terracotta ROR? That would unironically be pretty bad for us, actually. Let me take a look at this build. If he brings a terracotta ROR, am I just dead? I might just be dead if he does that. I might just be dead. Alright, you know what? New build. New build! I don't want to die to a terracotta ROR. Let's see here. Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is approaching the cookery. You know, flesh hounds are actually not the worst here either. Reason being, they do pretty well against peasant horsemen and crowmen. And he only has 4 Jade Lancers. The Jade Lancer limitation shall absolutely be his undoing. Let's see here. Yeah, alright, I guess this is nice. Still doesn't feel like a great build. I think it has some cool tools. There's a lot going on here, but I think it's maybe just enough. I'm gonna die, man. I'm gonna die. There's a non-zero chance I can triple cap him and stall him forever. So I went with an infantry glob, lots of bloodletters, plague bearer, some flesh hounds. If he goes for a terracotta, I'm triple capping him. Bot flies versus terracotta. Actually, that's pretty interesting. But the play is simple. Exploit the fact that this map is massive and that Cathay can't really capture points effectively. You have a Melkotzer. So versus Crowman, I'm ready. Versus Longmuz, it'd be even better. But we'll see. 11 units is really low for Grand Cathay. Double Longmuz. Another Jade Lion, okay. I felt like the Jade Lion didn't do that much last time, but wants to use it again. So Longmuz have 24 entities and fairly low HP. So we hit him with the Melkots, we're pretty happy. A lot of mobility actually in this build. So we definitely want some counter-charging fiends, right? We're gonna blitz out of this forest and maybe get a sick play. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of him having final transmutation. But a Melkots is a Melkots. That's fine. We're gonna need to prepare counter-charging possibilities. Are we gonna get some flesh hounds on these guys? Honestly, not the worst. Got a few flesh hound nibbles on them. If I can keep most of them grounded, that's pretty comfortable for us. He's already taken a lot of damage on these Longmas. And for how expensive they are, that's something that he really doesn't want.
We have a victory point.
Kind of whiffed the rampage though. I actually could have rampaged them to the deaths. Little unfortunate, but a double cap is good. Melkot's values through the roof. Don't trust the value tracker. And he actually has some iron hail gunners here that we can potentially bully. Not actually gonna go for it though. Oh, weird. I'm getting random army abilities. How strange. Now, with how much mobility he has, I'm definitely taking more. We're not gonna give that point away, that's for sure. We're just gonna keep bullying him. Gonna get a free pick here. Come to me. That's 13 seconds of rampage. And this is as close to kiting as we can get as Demons of Chaos. I don't think they can do much more than this. We're just getting a few picks here and there, you know. I'm still too scared to bring in the flamers or anything. Let's actually just charge here. I have enough bloodletters where I think we can just go for it. In theory, the counter charge kind of dumpsters them, right? And then there's the Bufferino. And then I just gotta not die to Long Marauders. He does have an Iron Hail Gunner nearby, though. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Just gotta make sure my lord lives. Fiends are doing pretty well. He's committed almost all his cavalry here. And I can go and steal this point, too. By committing so hard onto the infantry, it looks like things are going pretty bad now, right? And the early trading has done us really well. Breath attack doesn't do anything to bloodletters. They're just a little too chonky for that. And then if we kill the crowmen, then they're really gonna have an issue.
This way.
Just gotta make sure I don't get shotgunned.
Great horned one.
Let's yeah, keep the guns shut down. Let's get the Furies. We're actually just gonna curse of the slug these guys, just so that they get to the fight that little bit slower, because I think that's actually kind of needed. It'll let my Furies get a charge, which is exactly what I need right now. And then disengage before we get murdered.
Locomotion. I desire.
Lord's getting a little low though. But a triple cap is certainly going to give my opponent some issues. So there's a little bit of a hit there. We're going to use our Rampage now just for the debuff. It does provide a melee defense debuff. And if we get routes, that's good. I have a dog unit that's been idling. Whoopsies. But it seems like most of his range is actually suffering. Lord is healing up too, due to all the low leadership units nearby. And then he's gonna go for one last Lord snipe, but I have the doggies at the ready. And they're just gonna deal with that situation. I think the bloodletters are really clutching it out right now. I should probably kill the caster though before they get another final transportation. I feel like he's gonna have one very soon. And of course we can't let that happen. So fiends away. Yeah, there it is. Not much I can do about it either. So he's probably gonna get the Lord snipe. There's not much we can do. Yeah, there they go. Now the big question. Do I resummon the Lord? Or do we keep sending in units? I think we let our Lord stay dead. Considering the circumstances, we've triple capped. And he's on the run with most of his range. So if I can keep up the pressure, I think we should be pretty happy. Alchemist already used up all her magic, so she's kind of a non-issue at this point. I can basically just ignore her. And what we want to do is we want to kill all the capture weight of my opponent. Yeah, that's definitely a rough -16. But yeah, we should be able to get his capture weight. Big charge on the peasant horseman is great. And if it's just mass infantry that's being summoned, I think we win. Like, look at that. I still have a fiend. Leadership's actually doing great. Lord may be dead, but we're winning this fight so hard that it doesn't really matter. Peasant horsemen are dead. Celestial lions just kind of stuck in the trees. Bloodletters in the trees will be very hard to deal with. And he taps out.
Unending glory is yours.
Not enough. Yeah, I think it was pretty over for him. Being triple capped there. Whew. Got a lot of value on the Longbow Riders. Yeah, that was it. So we basically just deleted the major threat, and then we just took normal fights from there. And then in the end, the infantry for Cathay just doesn't really cook. GG! We did it! 5 wins, 1 loss. Let's go. So Demons of Chaos, they gotta be close to 55% win rate now then, right? They gotta be. They gotta be. Let me check. Let me report the score. So that was Chaos Demons versus Grand Cathay. Thank you very much for taking out the Empire. I didn't know what I was going to do. My long journey has almost come to an end. I think Demons of Chaos are pretty bad. They have too many matchups that suck, and in the matchups where they do okay, they're not even that strong. The only redeeming factor that I can say about Demons of Chaos is that they dumpster Dark Elves. And Dark Elves are a popular faction right now. That's the only thing I can say about them. It's a nice final transportation value. But yeah, Dark Elves get smoked by the Demons of Chaos. Other than that, it's pretty sus in every other matchup, especially these main tied matchups like Kiss of an Empire. But I've done it. I've brought Chaos Demons above Chaos Dwarves. They are now a number 5 faction. At a 55% win rate, every other faction in the tier is also at 55%. That means that if I can get +3 wins on them over their losses, they will be number 1. Oh my gosh. I think I just need 3 more wins because I get 0.3% for each win. Oh wait, no, but they're really at like 54% rounded up. They're not actually at 55, so I might need a few more. I think 5 wins is a safe amount. But if we get there... we're good. I think Ogres are at 55.4%. And I'm probably at 54.5%. I think we're 1% away. And we gotta grind 1 more. Time for another tourney. If Turin hosts, I'll play it. But I ain't streaming. The day's gone on long enough. But the journey comes to an end soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tomorrow's another SFT. Are you aware of the Lizardmen campaign bugs? No idea. Tomorrow may very well be the last day, and then I'm gonna play some powerhouse factions. I'm gonna play Ogres. Maybe I'll even play Coast. I might even do a grand return to Coast. The whole doggy spam playstyle's kind of jokes. I've been seeing people do well with Coast. And the whole main tide strategy kind of seems cool. One of the only factions that can pull it off. Forced turn to host a tourney. Don't spam them, guys. Please don't spam them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna tap out. We're dipping. I had a great time. I sure hope you guys did. And of course, thank you to all the supporters today. We got a lot of money from Unknown. We got a lot from Decay. It helps me out a lot. And of course, our Patreon and YouTube members. You guys are great. You keep me in the job. It's amazing. So we're gonna continue. Finally get this mission done. Peace.